Ready. You ready?
Thank you. Hey, welcome to the Technology Committee. Happy Friday, each and every one of you. I know it's been a full morning of committee meetings. If we can begin with roll, please.
Mayor McCallum,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
She stepped
She's
out.
in the restroom.
Councilmember Robinson.
Here.
And Councilmember Buscaino.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. So, colleagues, if I can direct your attention to the agenda. I'd like to ask that we take items 3 and 4 on consent. I'm sorry, 1 and 2 on consent. I have the wrong circle. Any objection to taking items 1 and 2 on consent?
I just have one comment for item 2.
Item 2 we will hold on the desk.
We have a disclosure.
Item 1 on consent. Any objection? Okay, hearing none, we'll approve item number 1 without objection. So with that, item number 2 is on the table.
And you said there's one disclosure as well.
Councilmember Robinson, do you have a question on item number 2?
Just more of a comment on the education side. I've driving a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, one of the SCAQMD cars. While I've been a board member here, I've had a lot of people come up to me asking a lot of questions about it. And I think that from an education standpoint, it could be there could be some interesting opportunities out there. The 2 that I would suggest, but I think the partnership could get creative with plenty of others too. But one would be, I know that there's a lot of large-scale parades during certain holidays. I think it might be great to get some cars in parades. I know Huntington Beach does a big one on the 4th of July. There was just the one in LA for Martin Luther King Day, things like that. There might be some great opportunities of getting some exposure. And I think when they stop for the camera, you can hit the H2O button, talk about the water emission coming from them. So those could be cool. Another idea is potentially trying to get them as pace cars at Laguna Seca or the Long Beach Grand Prix. Again, trying to just get some of that awareness of the cars out there for those that are attending. So just a couple ideas I had. That's the only comments I had, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I have a couple of comments and questions if I might.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I understand there are 15 paying members to this partnership on the executive, at the executive level, 70,000 each.
Yeah, at the executive board level, yes. There are additional members at lower or graduated rates.
And we're paying 50% of a coordinator,
Yes.
and the other 14 members are paying how much?
Well, the Bay Area is paying 50%. So we split it between the Bay Area and ourselves.
Okay, is there another air district involved in this coalition?
I'm sorry, it is the Bay Area Air Quality Management District.
Okay,
So the 2 of us had agreed to that.
okay, so there is another district involved in this partnership. That was my other question.
Yes. Yep.
Any other questions, colleagues?
Mr. Chair, I need to make a disclosure.
Please do.
For both this item and item number 3, I don't have a financial interest, but I'm required to identify for the record that I'm a member of the California Air Resources Board. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Judy.
I'll move the item, Mr. Chair.
Second?
We have a motion to approve in a second. We have a roll call on this item number 2 before you, please.
Mayor McCallum,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Robinson.
Aye.
Councilmember Buscaino.
Aye.
Motion passes 4 ayes.
Thank you. Item number 3 is now before us. And I believe we have Patricia, Ms. Kwan here.
Yes. Good afternoon. This is an item to demonstrate zero-emission cargo handling vehicles at the Port of Long Beach. And as part of a Seaport proposal, the port received actually a $5.3 million grant from ARB under its low carbon transportation investment and air quality improvement program. And this is to design, develop, and demonstrate battery electric top handlers and battery electric and fuel cell yard trucks. So this would be at two different terminals. It would be at Long Beach Container Terminal and the SSA Marine Terminal. So this is an opportunity to directly compare battery electric and fuel cell technologies in the yard truck category, to evaluate the impacts of these technologies on terminal operators. And there would be 3 vehicle OEM providers and 3 technology providers participating in this project, as well as the installation of electric fast charging and mobile hydrogen fueling infrastructure to support these vehicles. So the port would also be conducting outreach to residents of disadvantaged communities on zero emission vehicles, and there'd be a number of kind of organizations partnering on this effort. So it'd be Green Education, the Center for International Trade and Transportation, which is part of Cal State Long Beach, the Cabrillo High School Academy of Global Logistics, which is part of Long Beach Unified, as well as Long Beach City College. So for the proposed project costs, the ARB grant is the $5.3 million of a total of $8.3. The other partners are putting in approximately $3 million, and staff is requesting that the AQMD cost share for this project be $350,000. You'll also notice that the 2 terminals are also putting in cost share as well as the port. I'm sorry. And so the staff recommendation is to authorize the chairman to execute a contract with the Port of Long Beach to not exceed $350,000 from the Clean Fuels Fund for this zero emission cargo handling vehicle demonstration project. So I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Thank you, Ms. Kwan. Any questions, colleagues?
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I might.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
It's interesting to me that CARB and us would be putting money into this demonstration project when it's really not a, if you will, based on an emission thing. We're helping to decide which technology benefits the port from an operational standpoint, not from an emission standpoint. So because both technologies reduce emissions to, so I'm just a little confused, or why CARB and us are involved in helping the port determine what's best operationally? Just a question.
Well, the incumbent technologies are diesel, as you know, right? So
Right.
yard housers and top picks,
Sure.
they're all diesel. So this was meant to identify, because the ports are often concerned about the duty cycle and the longevity of a technology.
Right.
So we're going to be comparing not only in this project, but other projects, different manufacturers, as well as different architectures and different technologies. So in this one, we're looking at zero emission, battery and fuel cell. So looking at which one would operate the best in the port environment, because some say that, the corrosive sea environment is not good for batteries, so maybe it would lend itself more to fuel cells. So that's one thing to look at in this particular case. The ARB is interested from a greenhouse gas perspective. So this is from their GGRF funds. But in our case, we're co-funding because we are going to see significant NOx emission reductions if you are able to replace all the diesel incumbent technology. Right, so it's really to try to convince the ports which is the better of the zero emission technologies for them to use and adopt.
What's the timeline on this, Matt?
They're typically
How long is the demonstration
they're typically
going to
12
go for?
6 months.
Yeah, it's anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Depends. They're going to have some time to develop and integrate the technologies and then do the demonstration. So, they're proposing 6 months of actual demonstration. I would suspect the ports would want to see it operating longer to get a better track record.
Understood. Any other questions, colleagues?
I'll move the item.
I'll second.
Okay, we have motion and a second. Roll call, please, on item number 3 that's before you.
Mayor McCallum,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Robinson.
Aye.
Councilmember Buscaino.
Yes.
Motion passes 4 ayes.
Thank you. And our 4th and final item, colleagues, we have Andrea Polidori. A good Italian name.
Certainly is.
All Italian names are good at.
I like the way you think. So, good afternoon, Chairman and members of the committee. So, There it is. So the item number 4 today is to recognize revenue to develop a test standard for the performance verification of low-cost indoor air quality sensors. Next, please. All right. So back in 2017, the Department of Energy awarded a consulting firm called the Newport Partners with a research grant to develop a test standard for the performance verification of low-cost indoor quality sensors. So basically the main objective here is to be able to integrate low-cost indoor sensors of known accuracy and precision into the development of smart ventilation systems inside buildings. So Newport Partners asked us if we are interested in collaborating in this project along with Texas A&M University to basically develop a test standard initially for 3 main pollutants, PM2.5, NO2, and relative humidity. And this is very interesting to us because this project would basically lay the foundation for the development of another performance standards for the verification of the performance of low-cost outdoor air quality sensors, which is a necessary step towards the development of a sensor certification center. So the recommended action here by staff is to recognize up to $56,000 more or less from Newport Partners to reimburse basically the South Coast AQMD for the costs related to this collaboration on this project. And this concludes the presentation, and I will be happy to answer any questions.
Grazie mille, grazie mille. Thank you very much. Colleagues, any questions on item 4 before you?
I'll move the item.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve item number 4. Roll call, please.
Mayor McCallum,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Robinson.
Aye.
Councilmember Buscaino.
Yes.
Motion passes 4 ayes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next item, any other business before us? Okay, hearing none. Public comment. Do we have any public comment speakers there in Diamond Bar?
None
If
here.
so, please come forward.
None here.
Okay, no public comment here in Los Angeles. With that, have a great weekend. We are now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.